Hello and welcome to your new learning, to your new class. Students, in this video, as you can see, the topic is very clear, modal auxiliaries. Students, you might have heard about helping verbs and the main verbs. So the helping verbs are also called auxiliary verbs, and here in this video, we are going to learn about modal auxiliaries in a detailed manner. And except this, we will also learn how are the modal auxiliaries different from the main verbs in a particular sentence. So if we go with the very first slide, here we have the differences of modal auxiliaries, or how are we going to identify that a modal auxiliary is different from the main verb. Students, if we go with it, we need to keep this thing in mind that modal auxiliaries never used to change with the changing of the tenses. So they remain same, and we never use S, ed or ing form at the end of this particular one. Except this, don't use an infinitive with modals like he can to go. He can go is the right answer. To form the negative sentences, we only need to keep one thing in mind. We need to put a not after the modal auxiliary and the sentence can easily be made. So here are some of the very important modal auxiliaries for you people. Starting with can. Students, here in this table, I have shown you people very clearly the use as well as the examples. So as you can see, the use of can is used for ability to do something in the present form. To be able to, like I can speak English, for permission, for request, for offer, for suggestion and possibility. So we need to keep this thing in mind that can is used with ability, permission, request, offer and suggestion as well as possibility. Like the examples are saying I can speak English, that is ability. Can I go to the cinema is permission. So the same is given over here. The same, or we can say, if we talk about could is the past form of can, and the reasons or the usage are same. Only the thing that changes over here that it is used for the past forms, like the ability, the permission, the polite request, polite question, polite offer, polite suggestion and possibility. For all this, could is always used. If we go with the next one, it is called will, and for will we always use request, demand, order, and we keep one thing in mind that will is always used with less polite and would is more polite. So just because of that, will is used for prediction as well. Will is also used for promise as well as spontaneous decision. So here we have the differences between will and would in the two slides. With the examples, you can compare them very well, that how will is different from would and how one is used for present conditions and second is used for the past condition of will is would. So very clearly here we have wish for request as well as for more polite request for the same conditions. So conditions are same. Only the thing that you have to keep in mind that would is used for more politeness, for making a wish as well as for making a request. As you can see the example which I have given to you people, would you close the door please? So here the request is more polite. Then we go to the next one. It's called should. Students, you must be thinking that I haven't written shall over here because shall comes in the modal auxiliary, but it is not as strong as should is there. So just because of that, for your convenience, I have written here very clearly should and the use of should, because it is going to be used more in comparison to shall. So it is used for advice. As you can see, it's good, it's a good idea, all that. Next we have may. May is a very common word which is used for possibility and polite request. It is also used for permission as well as it is used for prophecy, we can say. Yes, so it is written over here like it may rain today. So it is a possibility. But may I go to the cinema? It's a polite request. May I help you? Again, a polite request. So may is used in that condition. The next is over here is called might. Students, for might, again the condition apply that may less possible than may. Matlab might is there, but in this condition is just opposite. May is a strong word and might is a weak word. So here condition is same. Possibility, polite question and all that. Only the situation is pretty different. Then we have must. Must is used for necessity, legal terms, is strong possibility. Like you can see that I have written very clearly, it is written over here for 95% sure when you must do this work. You have been driving for 10 hours, you must be tired. So here the situation is clear to everyone. Students, except this, you need to keep one thing in mind. Must is also used for have to. So we must talk about it, or we have to talk about it, stand for the same thing. But must not, don't have to is also quite same. So here you can see we have a strong obligation not to talk about, or there is no need to talk about. So here the situation is clear. Please read it very carefully. Next is ought to. Ought to is stronger than should, and that is why it is used over here for an advice. Like you ought to respect your elders. You ought to drive carefully. It is an advice which is strongly used and stronger than should. So keep this thing in mind that it is used for strong advices for a particular person. Okay students, now let's go to the negative forms of all the modal auxiliaries. For modal auxiliaries, you can see for longer form I have given you people, it is cannot, but for shorter form it's can't, could not, couldn't, may not, same, might not, meant, ought not to, ought to, should not, shouldn't, will not, won't, and would not, won't. Yes, so you people can see very clearly that how I changed them from longer to shorter. Now coming to some very important ones. Must not versus don't have to. You know very well that in the previous slide I have told you people about must and must have to as the similar one. We use must not to express a strong obligation not to do something, but we use don't have to state that there is no obligation or necessity. So one is used for a strong obligation, another for not a strong obligation. Must plus not or mustn't is also used for prohibition. Prohibition means to stop something, like you must not drink and drive. It is something which is prohibited. It is strongly said to you people. You must not drive without a valid license. So these things should be kept in mind, that where and which particular word is used for these particular modal auxiliaries. Yes students, here you people can see some of the very important and the common examples used by people. Or I have used one particular sentence for you people for positive as well as negative sentences, so that my students can compare them as one sentence as we used to do in the class 9th also you people did in the same manner. So here we have at the end of the modal auxiliaries. Hope you all are going to write all these slides in your registers so well. Except this, I will be providing you people the exercises to be completed in your registers along with these notes. Keep completing your work. Keep updating yourself. Stay home. Stay safe. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Goodbye.